What inspired you to start this business? Cloud is becoming more costly, and only enterprise customers can handle this, or even startups can migrate into cloud.
It all comes to the guy who manages it. Okay.
What is my benefit and advantages going to Easy Deploy for my cloud?
Easy Deploy is a select tier AWS partner.
What is your best advices to these kind of people when they start a business?
Time is the new money.
We're coming to the fun part of this interview, which is a rapid fire questions where I need a very honest answer. So, what are your learnings in terms of your mistakes?
Don't focus on too many business.
Hello and welcome to Zoom with GS Kumar, where we regularly meet freelancers, business owners, coach, and startups. Today, we have a special guest from Coimbatore by the name Mr. Siranjeevi, co-founder and CTO, Easy Deploy Technologies Coimbatore, which is into IT consulting. We have a lot of learning towards cloud computing and the industry and the business domains. Happy to welcome Mr. Siranjeevi. Hello, Mr. Siranjeevi.
Hi, thank you for the introduction, Sandal.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Great. Doing great. It's good to connect somebody from my native place, which is Coimbatore, which is becoming a major hub for IT in the recent times. So, first thing which I wanted to ask you is what is your business background and where you started your career, and what is your current business scenario right now?
So first I started working for a company in Coimbatore. So that was a Linux hosting consulting company. Okay. So that was when during 2010. Okay. So I completed my engineering in 2009, and then I was employed on 2010 as a Linux engineer. I started from there, and I started learning a lot of administrative work, administering the Linux OS. So I started learning a lot from there, and then I started. Then I thought, okay, after working from there, it was like 2.5 years. I worked on that first company, that is Amulya Infotech, and then after that, I left the job, and then I worked in an MNC in Bangalore. That's a US-based telecom company. So I joined the MNC to know and understand how the MNCs operate. What is the process that they follow, so that no, I can learn a lot of process-oriented things, and what are the employee benefits that they're giving to from an MNC perspective. Okay, so that is mainly that was very useful for me to start a company so that I can give the same benefits to my employees. So I worked there in the MNC for around 2 years. I left the company in 2015 August. Okay, and then I found the company called Catchment Gains Info Solutions initially to offer cloud consulting, Linux administrative jobs. Work for the clients. Okay. Um, so it was like for last 5 years I've been operating the name of Catchment Gains, and back in 2021, so I had an investor. So he invested on a company, and then we decided to partner, and then re-register the company in Easy Deploy Technologies name. So we are operating for the past 1.5 years in the name of Easy Deploy. The company is the name is new, but the company's operations on the technology that we are providing, offering our customers, everything is 7 years old. Okay, from the name we were operating on the name of Catchment Gains. Now we are operating in Easy Deploy name.
Okay.
And basically we are into now we have expanded our services. Initially it was just Linux administration and cloud consulting, AWS. Okay, now we have expanded it to Terraform consulting, DevOps consulting, cloud consulting, IT administration, Linux OS, Linux administration, Okay, so we still have a roadmap to expand our cloud consulting from not just with AWS. We have a roadmap to add Azure consulting services and then Google Cloud and everything. Okay. This by mid of next year we will be adding Azure as a consulting services, and by the mid of 2024 we'll be adding Google Cloud also. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you started as a regular job seeker and then started as a Linux administrator and all that, and worked for a couple of years, right? And what inspired you to start this business? Because it's a very risky element for a job seeker to get into a business where you will not have regular paychecks every month, right?
Right.
So that needs a
Correct.
lot of guts to start a business. So what inspired you, or what provoked you to start a business?
So I think it is my gene already. Maybe it was got from my father, or maybe I'm not sure. But back in my college days, during 2019 and all, uh, I even during my college days, I had a vision to start my own company. Even I used to tell my friends that maybe I would be working for next 5 years, and then preferably I'll start a business. I did not had idea on what business it is going to be, but I had the vision to start a business. Okay,
Mm,
and after completing my college, I was searching for job. Luckily, I got into Linux
mm,
administration. Initially, when I joined, I do not know anything in Linux, but
mm,
after joining, I started learning everything by my own. I started going for courses and started learning. That is, after I got the job, I started learning. Okay, and then I started learning, and so luckily, I don't know how I got the job, but I was very pretty much
Okay.
lucky to get a job.
Okay.
Then I started learning. It was very interesting to learn, and I started learning. When the in the 2.5 years, I have become very good expertise with Linux. Because at some point of time I used to keep on doing stuffs in Linux for around 16 hours a day, and then go back to
Mm.
sleep, and then wake up, and then again so 8 hours work, 8 hours I will be doing it on my home. I'll do some. I'll keep on learning and doing stuff.
Keep experimenting, researching, all that.
Experimenting, yes,
Mm,
exactly. So
mm,
experimenting, and then I'll go back to sleep. So it was my routine for at least for 6 months. So
mm,
then I realized I expertised every bit of the OS. Then I thought, okay, maybe because I already had that vision to start a business during my college, and now I have a base of
mm,
knowledge which I can convert into a business. So I did
mm,
not had any business plans and all, but I
mm,
thought, okay, I know something. That is my
mm,
product. My knowledge
mm,
is my product. I wanted to convert my knowledge into a product and start selling that. So that's
mm,
how I thought, okay, maybe I'll do it. But before that, to convert into a business, I need to understand uh, the the higher level perspective also. That's why I wanted to go to switch to a MNC to understand how efficiently they are managing the process, as well as how they are giving an employee satisfaction and everything. Because
mm,
you want to expand, you need to have a little bit of to understand what the bigger companies are doing, not just smaller companies. Because I
mm,
wanted to expand it to a very big company. Not no, I don't want to put it as a uh, small endpoint to the end to that. So I
mm,
checked then, and then I thought, okay, maybe it's a good time to start.
mm.
Let's start it.
Okay. So anybody who is into a job and getting into a business needs a lot of past experience and a specific education for that aspect to jump into business. So what was your past experience in jumping into business? Whether this particular past job did help you, or education helped you in any which way, so that you migrated so easily. How did that happen?
So I only trusted on my technical knowledge. I did not do anything with business. So I thought, okay. So so just like how I did my technical knowledge, so I got the job and then I learned the technology, correct? Same way I trusted that gut on me that
Okay.
I'll jump into the business and then learn the business. Okay, so since I just understood the Linux OS and the technology very well, I learned every bit of it. So I trusted that this can be converted into a business, into a product. Okay, consulting, like this service is whatever that I'm offering can be converted into a product as a service, and then made into a business. Okay, making it to a business, I did not had any knowledge converting into a business, but once I started it, I started learning, and then I experimented few things, and then I got away with that. So it's not like there is no past learning. I just stepped in, and then I started learning because I wanted to do this. So I just kept going. That's it.
Now, in the job process, we say no OJT, on the job training. So you jumped in, and then started learning the
Exactly.
business. So you didn't had that okay. Let's have this, and then lot of people whom I see, they say like I'm preparing for this and I'm waiting for this opportunity. They don't even take actions, but action takers becomes more successful in this particular businesses. That's what I understand.
Yeah, that is right. But sometimes it might put you in a confused state sometimes,
Correct.
whether you
Correct.
want to do it or not, whether you want to do it or
Yes.
not. That time it'll keep you in a confused state that will also be a reason for you to not to step in, correct?
True.
So
True.
whenever I wanted to do something, I'll just cut down all the other possibilities, just go and do it. Whether it is going to come or not, we will fix it out later.
Okay.
Even if
Okay.
it fails, we can fix it, because there are many people who are doing, so there should be a way, there should be a proper way. I mean, we can anyways correct it as we progress. Yeah, that's what I believe in.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yours is into IT consulting. So specifically, I wanted to understand what kind of a products and services you do, and to what kind of a clients you provide your services.
Okay. So first, we are providing a public cloud consulting service, mainly into AWS, okay, Amazon Web Services. So Amazon, in what we do in Amazon Web Services is Amazon Cloud. So we do cloud consulting where we design the architecture, implement and manage it for the customers. Let's say that there is a customer who has an application, web application or anything, or maybe a gaming application, and they want that application to be stable, secure, and ensure that it is always up, right? So we need to do a proper architecting based on the customer's requirement, uh, using the right technology that allows them to scale up to any. So maybe while they're starting with 10 or 100 customers, but they will scale up to 1,000, even 10,000, even lakh of users, correct? So that application should not go down based on the number of users. So we need to properly architect the infrastructure on the cloud, and put the components right in the right place, so that the application will not go down. It can scale up to any number of users. Okay, so that is one thing we do as a part of AWS Cloud Consulting. Okay, and then we also do Linux administration, where uh, so all the applications are all put on the on a OS, on a system, correct? It could be a Windows system, it could be a Linux system, or anything. Okay, so we did not focus on Windows yet. We don't have a roadmap for the near future to support Windows Server OS. Okay, however, we are currently expertise with Linux Server OS. Okay, Linux and Docker. Okay, so any application that has to be hosted, even if it is on the cloud or anywhere, that has to be put on a server. Okay, that comes then comes the requirement for choosing a right OS. So here the customers can either choose a server Windows OS or a Linux OS. If somebody is choosing a Linux OS, then we would be able to support them. So the OS will be securely created, customized based on Center for Internet Security. So that is a standard operating procedure given by Center for Internet Security norms. So they have a set of procedures. If it is a server, these are the security policies that has to be implemented before taking into a production. Okay. So those things will be automatically created, and we will choose what software that has to be installed to ensure that it is safe, secure, and also stable, because the application has that is running on the software that has to be stable, because we cannot give a room for bugs, right? So all these things will be properly planned and implemented. So this is something that we do. Apart from that, we do DevOps consulting, where so many SaaS companies, you mean software they provide an
As
online, right?
service.
Just like Zoom or anything,
Yeah.
okay? They need a DevOps platform where so because they need to keep on updating their features, right? So updating their features, they don't want to manually go and deploy the changes, like so they need a DevOps uh, environment where every code changes that they do and push it to the to their respective branch has to be automatically tested. I mean, built, test, and then deployed to the environment, so that there is no the requirement for manual work is reduced. So the only job for the developers is to just develop that feature and then just push it to the repository. It gets automatically build and then tested and then ensure and then gets deployed to the respective service. So this is something that we do. When so this is what we do, and the target customers for us would be web development companies, where they will have web development techs, but they will not have expertise for the cloud or server side requirements. So they can outsource this to us, and then we will ensure that we support their new softwares that they're developing, new web applications that they're developing, and everything. Okay, and then there are e-commerce industries where uh, so you can see a lot of e-commerce industries evolving in this even in India right now, like the cosmetics and everything are they have their own platform. They sell it from their website itself. So those industries also, they need a server to put their applications, right? So there they can contact us, because they might not have expertise to design the server, or to know which software is stable, how to keep things secure, because it's e-commerce, right? So they can contact us, and then we would implement the server infrastructure, which will be secure and stable for them. Okay. And also fintech companies, you mean something like a cred, so where they give loans, everything on through your credit score, based on your credit score. So you don't have to do you don't have to do the manual your document upload, submitting. Usually you used to go to people used to go to the bank and then submit their financial statements to get an approval. Right now it is all completely online, correct? So those applications, which is whatever that can be automated through the web applications, those fintech companies can also
Provide
are
for you.
also our target customers. Okay. And then e-learning platforms like even Udemy, Labs, and there are many other companies, e-learning companies, where they have their website. Their entire business runs on the online, correct? So they need their infrastructure to be stable, because if the website goes down, if the application goes down, they are losing their customers, correct? They need the infrastructure to be safe, secure, and then always online, always available. So those kind of companies also can come to us and then say, "Hey, I have my own website, but it is not stable. It is often going down, because whenever there is a more number of users coming in, then we will just take that as a requirement, and then we redesign their architecture and implement, and then ensure that it is scales up and automatically scales down based on the users." And yeah, and then online gaming application like Rummy, and this you can see that the cricket, what is it? Even now you have a lot of cricket games, right? All
Correct.
those website, all those games can also be put on the
Mm-hmm.
cloud, and then we can architect and then ensure that the application is always up and
Mm-hmm.
supporting as many users they wanted to take on board.
Mm-hmm. So
So these
essentially,
are
people who have a large data or needs a lot of security or a lot of traffic coming to their website. So those are your ideal customers.
correct. So who
Right,
has
right,
their business running on the online mostly.
online. Okay,
Uh,
okay, makes sense, makes sense. See, that's requires a lot of a high level experience, right? Like any software developer cannot do. So only a cloud architect can do with a very strong experience, having a hands-on experience in dealing with the past. So, what could be some best qualities which is required for a cloud architect to manage the entire show?
Okay, so here comes the requirement that even AWS have, the cloud provider has given set of qualities that cloud architect brushes. Okay, so being a AWS select tier partner by ourselves, we have been given some requirements to fulfill by AWS. So
Mm,
while we sign up with AWS as a partner, they will give us set of procedures to operate. So based on well architecture framework and everything. So having multiple meetups with them, we have framed set of few things that we strongly believe should be the quality of a cloud engineer. Okay, first and foremost is the cost optimization part. Okay, as a cloud engineer, as a cloud architect, you need to ensure that your customers or your boss, your business AWS bill is reduced, is kept low, because if your companies, if your client, let's assume, keep it as a client. Okay, if your client is paying too much to the servers, which they might not even need it, then their business will face financial problems, correct? So they need to so the as a cloud architect, he needs, his primary goal is to keep the cost minimal. Okay, so we need to properly size the infrastructure. So if their microservice component is only needing a 4 GB of RAM, we should not run a server that is 16 GB RAM. Uh,
mm,
we need to properly resize it and ensure that if it is a 4 GB, if it is only requiring a 4 GB, we need to place properly resize it to a 4 GB RAM server. And then we need to ensure that I mean, AWS provides cost saving plans and all. Okay, I've seen many customers who come to us saying that their bill is too much, and then when I go there to their account and review their account, I see that they have not applied any cost saving techniques. They have an
mm,
in-house team, in-house cloud tech, who call themselves as an architect, but they don't even know that there is a cost saving that they can put in. Then I go and optimize it for them. We can uh, usually whenever they come to us, I used to save up to 50% of their AWS bills, which is like
okay.
there are customers who come to us with a bill of $10,000 per month.
Okay.
We reduce them up to 4,000 USD, and it's a range. It depends on the customer's workload. There are customers we reduce it to 4,000 USD. There are customers we have reduced it to 6,500 USD from 10,000.
Mm,
10,000 USD. So it is a very big cost saving. You can employ up to four employees. You can add up to 4 employees with
mm,
that reduced savings that you have put on. Adding
okay.
new employees will add put your efficiency of your business features into much more faster, right? You can develop a lot of codes with a more number of employees, right? So these are the things. This is one of the feature that quality of AWS cloud architect. And apart
Mm,
from that, there is a security. Okay,
mm,
because when you put your application on online, your application is prone to attack. So
mm,
the cloud the architecture that you design should be safe and secure. Okay, so that your architecture should be put on with I mean, secured by multiple layers. We split into multiple layers. It will be OS level security, and then network level security, and then subnet level security, and then the web application, web firewall. So we put a 4-layer of security to all our customers to ensure that our customers' data is protected from any sort of malicious attack or anything. So let's think like if a customer is a fintech company, and then if somebody hacks the environment, their personal data, the customer's data, everything will be breached, right? So it has to be secure. So we need to prevent the most common attacks, and we need to prevent most advanced attacks to ensure that our client data is protected. So that is one of the qualities of a cloud architect. And apart from that, operational excellence. Operational excellence is nothing but I mean, failures tend to happen with technology. There are chances that the failures, I mean, the application might go down. Okay, there may be a bug application that bug code that the developers might have pushed. So we need to put on a process where before taking it to a live, even in the staged environment itself, we need to ensure that it is validated and then taken into production. So before taking into production, for the customers to use it, we need to ensure that the code is very safe and secure. There should be a process implemented to ensure that the buggy code should not affect the production environment. So that is an operational excellence. And let's assume if there's something goes wrong in the production itself, there are I mean, with technology, there are chances that it might go down sometimes. Okay. So in that case, we need to identify root cause analysis is a very big, very important aspect of an operational excellence, where we need to find what has caused that failure now. So we need to fix, bring the environment up, and we need to ensure that what exactly has caused the failure, and we need to mitigate, we need to apply the mitigations so that it will not happen in the future. Not just for one customer, for anything, not just for one application. We need to replicate it on all the microservices. So that's very important as an operational excellence. And reliability. So reliability means you need to, so we need to ensure that the environment is automatically scalable, automatically recoverable. Okay. So we cannot, I mean, let's assume if the threshold of a low application, if there are 100 number of users are coming, okay, from 10 to 100 users are coming, we need to ensure that the server can automatically scale up, add more servers to the load balancer, and then it can handle the 100 users without any disruption. And then when the number of users have reduced, then it has to reduce the number of servers and only run what is required for 10 number of users. So let's assume one best example is Flipkart is having a big billion day, Amazon is having sales. So in that time, the number of users will will
drastically
flourish, right?
will improve.
Yeah. So in that case, the application, the server should not stumble. It should not have any issues scaling up to the to accept the number of requests, number of new user requests. That is something that we need to plan accordingly, using to ensure that the environment is reliable and stable. Even it can accept any number of users. It has to only scale when the number of users have increased, because we cannot keep on running 16 GB or even 32 GB or 120 GB of RAM when there is just 10 number of users, 10 users. It has to only scale when the users count have increased, correct, to thousands or to lakhs, and then when the users have reduced to 10 to multiples of 2, then it has to be shrunk into very minimal service. Only then you will save the cost, operational cost of the cloud. So these are the qualities I believe cloud architect should possess. So one is cost optimization, second is security, third is operational excellence, fourth is reliability.
Wonderful. I mean, only when somebody has a very hands-on experience and seasoned with the entire ecosystem of this cloud, only he can handle. No, not somebody who's kickstarting the entire career. That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, it comes with experience, obviously. And since we are handling multiple customers, definitely we can learn from one customer, and then we can implement it. We'll implement the same fix for another customers also. So the issues on other customers also will not happen because we have mitigated the same and taken it to all the customers. Yeah.
Wonderful. Makes sense. Makes sense. But this kind of an affair is a huge cost for a company. So is it cloud is becoming more costly, and only enterprise customers can handle this, or even startups can migrate into cloud?
Definitely, it's not expensive. So many people have. I mean, it all comes to the guy who manages it.